All right, so today's project, among other things, is to get this new old stock 318 all prepped for long-term storage. What I have done is, oh, for those of you that wanted to see it, so I was able to modify the crate enough, basically just moving it around, that here's the shot that everybody wanted. 00000. Right there. No hours on it. Hood fits nice and tight and everything. But I figured I would just do that. I'm not going to take the crate off. The crate is actually very flimsy. You can see that there's bits and pieces of it loose. So long story short, what I'm going to do is, because the deck takes up a lot of room, we're actually going to put the deck on top of the crate. Now, to do that, I'm actually going to add I want to add a bottom to this, to the rolling dolly that I built. We're going to add a bottom to that on both sides, and basically from there we're going to put, I'm going to put some pieces of wood up to the top a little bit above this, and we're going to build a second layer. And then on top of all of that, we're going to put a cover over the mower deck and over the mower. And I'll show you the cover here in just a minute. I'll go ahead and put it on this crate just to see how it fits, to make sure it fits like I expected it to. I got some measurements, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So let me go get the cover and make sure it fits, and then we'll add the top to it. All right, well, there's the cover. I realize it's a little bit long, but that's actually by design, because the deck will go on top, and then it'll hang down to about the level, probably be a little short of the bottom of the original pallet. Unfortunately, it is orange. Now, why is it orange? That's because several years ago I was at an auction, and I know, an auction again, right? Several years ago I was at an auction, and it was of it was an older lady that had a fabric store. And I started buying fabric, because you never know when you need fabric. And so what this is this is actually Gore-Tex. So it is waterproof. Don't ask me why I probably wasted $200+ of waterproof orange Gore-Tex on this, but it is there because I think the whole roll cost me like $5. So it has been sitting in the basement for several years. And also, as a short but funny story to all of this, my wife found out that I can sew. So she said that all I need to do is, now that she knows I can cook, I can paint, I can sew, all I need to do is clean, and she won't have to do anything else. So just funny story there, because she looked at it, and I think it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with my handiwork. Hadn't sewed since like the late 90s, but I think my seams are okay. If you look here, my corners aren't the best, but that's okay. I mean, this is just a dust protector for the tractor. So but yeah, so next what I got to do is I'm going to build the rest of the crate around this, and then I can put the mower deck, which is actually sitting on the driveway over there. I can put the mower deck on here, and then I can cover it all back up, and then I can work on getting it in the shop. That is the rest of today's project. So let me get started on that, and I'll probably come back and bring you back whenever I finish putting the box around the tractor to put the deck on the top. All right, a little bit of construction time later. I don't know, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I wasn't able to, by the time I squared everything up and got it away from the sides of the crate, I wasn't able to use my cover. I didn't realize exactly how out of square the crate was. So by the time I got done, making this sturdy, I couldn't put my cover over this because it's too wide. Just simply, it's too wide for the fabric. I would have had to sew another piece of another width of fabric in there. I just didn't have enough fabric per se. So this is fine how it is. I've got it sitting in there nice and covered up. There's nothing on the bottom. And I'm going to put it in the shop for right now. And this should keep a lot of the dust and everything off of it. Should keep it somewhat protected. Eventually my plan is to take and make this a kind of a plexiglass crate. Plexiglass is $200 a sheet though, so it'll take a little bit. And all of this lumber I had around, for instance, I did something I normally hate to do. I actually used different types of fasteners because I didn't have any short wood screws, or I didn't have any short like deck screws, exterior screws. So these are 3-inch screws, and then these are 1.5 inches, I believe. So I've got some Starhead, some T25s, and I've got some Phillips. Don't normally like to do that, but that's what I did. And then I've got 4 supports up here on the top that I can put the deck on, and then I'll just take another piece of fabric and just lay over the top of the deck, and it can go in the back corner of the shop. That way this thing is nice and protected. It's out of the way. I've pretty much run out of long lumber that I can use to put them along the sides, but eventually I'll come in and I'll put some along the sides. That way I can protect it from, things running into it or anything along those lines. I mean, there's the protection of the original crate in there, so it's not too bad. Not too many concerns there. And who knows, maybe one day I'll come back and I don't want to alter my cover, because I may come back and alter, how I want to put everything on there. But yeah, so this project's done. I'll get the mid-mount mower up here, put it on top, slide it on top. Haven't decided if I'm going to put it on a piece of plywood or not. I'd prefer to put it on this. I did put these in with all the same star bits. That way, make sure that these aren't... I got worried that these are 3-inch long screws, and I was wondering if they come out of the bottom of this board, because this is only 1.5 inches. But then I remembered I cut these a little wide, so that's fine. But I'm going to get I don't know if I'm going to put it on a piece of plywood or not. We'll see. This should be pretty good support for it. I'm not necessarily worried about it sagging or anything. But I don't want, at the same time, I don't want to ruin the box. So we'll see about that.